For multinational companies based outside of Asia, just the sheer size and diversity of this region is an ongoing huge challenge. You know, from very sophisticated developed markets like Australia and Japan to emerging markets, to very fast-changing markets, and each of those markets requires a degree of localization and a degree of attention to local market condition.
The misconception is 1.3 billion customers, and yes, there are more 1.3 billion people, but not necessarily buying your shoes, right? And you have to target on the specific customer you're really targeted on.
For multinational company, if they want to succeed in China market, they will have to customize their product and their message to fit into the local audience needs.
So I think a challenge for many multinational companies in Japan and throughout the region now is, as we said, it's a difficult economic environment. How do you sustain those communications to make sure that your stakeholders, your audiences, are always thinking about you?
Local. You have to be local. I mean, the message has to be localized, and the message has to be related with local information, related with local market, and be able to pick up by journalists and by the media.
Ultimately, the media in Singapore will still want to know what's the local angle, what's the local relevance as well. They want to know how is it different, how is Singapore doing compared to other markets as well.
So in Hong Kong, we have close to 200 media, and out of that 200 media, half of them are regional and international media, and half of them are local media. So the challenge of our client would be how to capitalize on these 200 media to maximize their share of voice.
Previously, we had to look to Europe or to the US for our best practice, but now in Asia, we're actually leading what's happening on the internet, and there's a very exciting dynamic here and a very young, tech-savvy population, and it's not really new media anymore, it's just media.
Too many companies are just seeing changes that are going on in the media and then bolting on some digital divisions. Our point of view is that you need to take a big step back and look at what really makes communities talk to each other, what really engages communities, and then use traditional tools and some of the new tools to reach out to them and to join that conversation and to engage.
We've all run away from the person at the cocktail party who just talks about themselves. In communications, it's the same thing. You can't join a conversation unless you're talking about something other than yourself. And the power of a point of view is really to broaden the platform or the reason to engage stakeholders other than just talking about yourself.
Companies need to be much more in touch with the media and what else is being written around that story. Again, it's where a viewpoint brings relevancy. You've got to have a bigger picture and then be able to refine it down to the message that you're trying to get across.
The local media has only that much space to cover you, so they can't be running the same story on you all the time. But what sets you apart, what sets the client apart would be your viewpoint on how you see trends are coming and changing, impacting the business.
Point of view is particularly powerful in that it adds value to the news that already exists. And relevancy and local insight.
If a company has a message that's original, that's insightful, that's relevant and objective, then almost any audience will engage with them on that basis. If a company is just force-feeding their messages to a market that doesn't care, then that's the surefire way to turn a customer off, whether it's a consumer, whether it's a business decision maker, whether it's a corporate stakeholder. But if you can engage, then you can really change people's minds. And a point of view is a really powerful way to engage with your audiences.